Hello and welcome. I'm really excited to have you here because today we're getting deep into something extraordinary. Have you ever wondered what it truly means to shift into a higher state of consciousness? To transcend beyond the physical world and access something much more expansive? Today, we're talking about getting into the fifth dimension, a state of being that exists beyond the limitations of our 3D world. It's a space where you are not just connected to your mind and body but to an infinite field of possibilities. Now, before we get into the how, let's first understand what the fifth dimension is. When people talk about dimensions, it's easy to get caught up in the idea that they're just physical places you can go to. But the truth is, dimensions are states of consciousness. The fifth dimension is not somewhere out there, it's something you experience from within. It's a level of awareness where you start to experience life beyond the limitations of time, space, and matter. In this dimension, you're no longer a passive observer of reality. You become a conscious creator. You see, most of us live our lives rooted in the third dimension, the material world, where everything appears separate and solid. Our identities are based on external factors like our job, relationships, and the roles we play in society. In the third dimension, we often feel bound by time, always thinking in terms of past, present, and future. We identify with our problems and limitations, believing that life happens to us rather than for us. But once you start to move beyond this, you begin to realize that your thoughts, feelings, and intentions actually shape your reality. The fourth dimension introduces the concept of time in a different way. It's where you start to realize that time is fluid and not as linear as we once thought. This is where you become more aware of the mind's influence over the body, and how your thoughts and emotions can create or destroy your experiences. Then there's the fifth dimension. This is where true transformation happens. It's the realm of infinite potential, where you no longer live by the rules of linear time and physical limitations. In the fifth dimension, your consciousness is so elevated that you understand everything is interconnected. You recognize yourself as an extension of the infinite, creative force of the universe. You are one with it. And because of that, you have the ability to create from a place of love, unity, and abundance. So how do we get there? How do we transition from living in the third dimension to experiencing the fifth dimension? It starts with awareness. The more aware you become of your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, the more you start to understand how they are shaping your reality. You can't change what you're not aware of. So, step 1 is to observe yourself. Notice the automatic thoughts that pop up during your day. Are they limiting or empowering? Are you focusing on what's wrong or what's possible? Next comes the work of aligning your energy. To access the fifth dimension, your energy needs to match the frequency of that space. When you're stuck in negative emotions like fear, anger, or jealousy, your energy is dense, and it keeps you anchored to the third dimension. But when you start to cultivate elevated emotions like gratitude, love, and compassion, your energy begins to rise. Your frequency increases. And this is crucial because the fifth dimension operates at a much higher frequency than the third or fourth dimensions. Think of it like tuning a radio. When you're tuned into a station broadcasting fear, lack, or limitation, that's the reality you experience. But when you change the station and start tuning into a frequency of love, abundance, and unity, you're now aligning with the fifth dimension. So, your job is to elevate your emotional and energetic state. How do you do that? By practicing gratitude, meditation, and becoming mindful of your internal state. Gratitude is a powerful tool because it instantly shifts your focus from what's missing in your life to what's already abundant. And when you live in a state of gratitude, your energy expands. You become a magnet for more positive experiences, and you start to attract opportunities that align with the higher frequencies of the fifth dimension. Meditation is another key practice. When you meditate, you quiet the mind, and in doing so, you enter a state of coherence between the heart and brain. This coherence allows you to access deeper states of awareness where you can tap into the infinite field of possibilities. In meditation, you're not just calming the mind, you're actually tuning into a higher frequency. Over time, this practice opens the door to the fifth dimension because you're no longer identifying with the physical world. Instead, you become more in tune with your energetic self, the part of you that exists beyond time and space. And here's the beauty of it, the fifth dimension is not somewhere you have to reach. It's a state you can access right here, right now, as long as you align your thoughts, emotions, and energy. It's not about leaving the physical world behind, it's about seeing it from a new perspective, one where you are empowered to create from a place of unity and infinite possibility. Another important aspect of getting into the fifth dimension is letting go of the old stories that keep you stuck in the third dimension. Many of us are attached to the roles we've been playing: victim, martyr, the person who always has to struggle. These are stories we've carried with us for years, and they've become part of our identity. But if you want to access the fifth dimension, you have to release these old identities. You have to let go of the need to control outcomes or to live by old patterns. Instead, surrender to the flow of life. Trust that you are supported by the universe and that everything is unfolding for your highest good. In the fifth dimension, you realize that everything is connected. You are not separate from the people around you, the environment, or even the cosmos. You are part of a larger whole, and this realization brings with it a deep sense of peace and purpose. You start to see that the challenges you face are not obstacles, but opportunities for growth. You no longer react to life out of fear or survival mode, instead, you respond with love and compassion. One of the biggest shifts you'll experience in the fifth dimension is a sense of time dissolving. You won't be as bound by the clock. You'll notice that when you're aligned with this higher state of consciousness, things happen much faster. Manifestations that used to take years can happen in a matter of days or even hours. Why? Because you're no longer operating within the constraints of linear time. You're accessing a space where everything exists in the now, and that's the key to creating quickly and effortlessly. So, what does this mean for your everyday life? It means that the more you practice staying in a high-frequency state, the more you start to see evidence of the fifth dimension in your reality. You'll notice synchronicities, those meaningful coincidences that show up just when you need them. You'll feel a deeper connection to your intuition, and you'll trust the guidance that comes from within. And most importantly, you'll experience a greater sense of joy, freedom, and fulfillment. But remember, this is a practice. You're not going to wake up one day and be permanently in the fifth dimension. It's something you'll have to cultivate daily. And when you slip back into the third dimension, that's okay. Just notice it, shift your focus, and realign your energy. Over time, you'll find that it becomes easier to maintain this higher state of consciousness, and it will start to feel more natural. Now, let's move toward the conclusion. By now, you have a better understanding of how to align yourself with the fifth dimension and why it matters. But before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a few final thoughts. The key to unlocking this elevated state of consciousness is consistency. It's not about achieving perfection or living in the fifth dimension every moment of every day. It's about being aware, tuning into your energy, and making the effort to stay aligned as often as possible. Now, before you go, I have a small request. If you found value in what we've discussed today, make sure to hit the like button below. It's a simple way to let others know that this information matters. And while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more content like this. If you're someone who loves exploring new ideas and expanding your consciousness, subscribing ensures you'll stay in the loop. One last thing, if you're ready to get even deeper into these concepts, make sure to turn on notifications. That way, you'll be the first to know when new content drops. There's so much more to explore, and I want to continue this journey with you. So hit that bell icon and let's keep the conversation going. In closing, I want to thank you for being here, for engaging with these ideas, and for being part of this collective shift in consciousness. Your journey matters, and by choosing to elevate your energy and align with higher dimensions, you're contributing to the upliftment of the whole. So stay curious, stay open, and continue to explore the vast possibilities that await you.